So, Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins have not been out of the first round since 2018, a year after they won the Stanley Cup, back-to-back Stanley Cups in 16 and 17. But I mean, Crosby is getting older. There's a very small time frame for him to win another Stanley Cup, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing in today's video as we have the last dance with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Just like Jordan and the Bulls in the 90s, we have Crosby and the Penguins in the 2020s. One final show. The only goal here is to win Crosby a Stanley Cup before he retires, and that is by any means necessary. So let's go ahead, take a look at the Penguins roster, see what we're working with, and see which moves that we are going to have to make to improve this roster. So if we take a look at our contract situation, honestly, they don't have a lot of upcoming UFAs. Most of our guys are signed here. Jeff Carter, probably not going to bring him back. He's 38 years old. He might honestly end up retiring. Everybody else, I mean, Puljujärvi's locked up. This Bemstrom guy, maybe, depending on what he grows to at the end of the year, I could qualify him. But if we take a look at Sid the Kid Crosby, technically, his contract would be up at the end of the season or end of next season, something like that. But Sid came to me personally. He said, bring me another Stanley Cup. I'm going to play for $1.5 million for like a 6-year deal. Give you all the cap space in the world to work with. Just bring me one more goddamn Stanley Cup. And I said, you know what, Sid? So that is exactly what we're going to be doing. Tristan Jarry is our starter right now. $5.3 million deal. He's locked up long-term. Only 28 years old as well. 85 overall. Maybe if we could pair him with another kind of starting goalie caliber guy, like maybe a guy like Jeremy Swayman could be a goalie tandem here in Pittsburgh. Who knows? Chris Letang, 87 overall, 36 years old. Doesn't have a bad deal, but I mean, if anything, he's going to get worse as the years go along. I do want to keep Evgeny Malkin, also making 6.1. Erik Karlsson could be a guy I move also. $9 million deal. Honestly, is a pretty hefty contract. So the first move that GM Pasta is going to try to make is Chris Letang for Charlie McAvoy, also slotting in some picks just to make sure it goes through. I don't even know if it will. I feel like still Boston will be totally unwilling, but let's see. The Boston Bruins considered it a done deal. Charlie McAvoy, 25 years old, already a 90 overall, is now our best defenseman on our team. The next move that GM Pasta is going to be making, Miro Heiskanen from Dallas. Obviously, they might not want to give him up. He's making less dollars than Erik Karlsson. 4 years left on his deal. He's also way younger. I'm throwing in a first and second to make sure this goes through. And the Dallas Stars had no problem accepting my offer, so we just absolutely bolstered our D-core, fleeced the Boston Bruins, and fleeced the Dallas Stars. So next up, we are going to be trading our 2 young prospects to Columbus, who are rebuilding in all honesty, so this is very fitting for them. Also throwing in Riley Smith and Jeff Carter to make the money work for Patrick Laine, and I believe Liam Foudy is the guy's name, so let's see. Columbus had no problem. So 3 for 3 already. I've not been rejected once by the computers. So far, so good for GM Pasta's tenure in Pittsburgh. Next up is Brandon Hagel. I believe Brandon is his name. Yes, Brandon Hagel of the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's an 85 overall, only making $1.3 million. Now, the tricky thing with this, you got to get re-signed at the end of the year. So he's probably going to want a massive raise. We got our prospect and Lars Eller for Brandon Hagel, and they are totally unwilling. Okay, I threw in some draft picks just to make sure this deal goes through, and luckily Tampa Bay has accepted my offer. I think I'm done with the trades. We've bolstered our offense and our defense for year number 1. Let's see how we are going to simulate. Heading into year number 1, here is what our lines currently look like. We have Hagel, Crosby, and Laine actually on that first line. They have a +4. Then we have Bunting, Malkin, and Raquel as our second line pairing. We also have Rust, Foudy, and Puljujärvi. Our fourth line isn't the greatest, to be honest, but we can improve that over the course of the season if we need to. Now, defensively, Heiskanen's a 91, McAvoy 90, +4 on that top pair. We also have Joseph and Graves, and then Pettersson and Shea. And in goal, we have an 85 overall Tristan Jarry, still pretty young at 28 years old. We'll see how he performs throughout the regular season and the postseason, of course. If we want to move off him, or maybe do we keep him for the entire duration of this video, who knows? But here is your year number 1 Pittsburgh Penguins. So starting off the season, we honestly have not started out too great. 7-10 to start the year. I'm gonna give up Ryan Graves, who honestly makes a lot of money for an 82 overall defenseman. For Keandre Miller, 3 years left on his deal. He's already a better player. Threw in some draft picks to make this work. Let's see. Trade rejected, so we're probably gonna have to give up a 2nd round pick in order to make this work. Let's see. There we go. We threw in a second, threw in a bunch of other draft picks. Keandre Miller, trade accepted. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Luckily, the Oilers do want to trade Evander Kane. We're also going to get back Drake Caggiula because, I mean, he was a decent NHLer like 5-6 years ago. I don't know about now. For a prospect, Achari, a 7th and a 6th round pick. Value is a bit off. Okay, Edmonton, you guys are playing hardball, huh? What about a 4th round pick? Throw that into the deal, and the Oilers accepted the deal. Luckily, we did get Evander Kane, who slots in very nicely on our third line as a scorer. Now, unfortunately, I think it is time to move off of Brian Rust. We get back a younger Wyatt Johnston, who's a goal scorer, can go to like an 86, 87. Also, Joe Pavelski for this season will be joining our roster. We threw in some picks to make this work. Trade rejected. They aren't... Oh, okay, we're not even close to getting Wyatt Johnston. This is my final shot at Wyatt Johnston and Joe Pavelski. I had to throw in a first-round pick in there to make things work. And the Dallas Stars, it's a done deal. We have literally changed our entire roster trying to win Crosby one final Stanley Cup. Now, despite being dead last in our division early on in the season, Pittsburgh is going to finish 3rd in the Metro, 46-34-2, 94 points behind the Devils and Hurricanes. God damn, Carolina damn near won 60 games. They would be the President's Trophy winners. Winnipeg was good. Toronto, San Jose, and Colorado. Crosby's going to have a great season. 36 goals, 90 points. Laine had damn near 40 goals, 78 points. Heiskanen at 61. Malkin only 53. Could be a guy we move off of, although I do kind of want to keep Malkin until he retires. Raquel had 52. Hagel only 49. And McAvoy 49. Also, Tristan Jarry, 37, 25, and 3. He gave me a .919 save percentage. And some of you guys in the chat wanted me to trade him. Not a shot. Not at least yet. Maybe we do move on from him eventually, but not this year. Kirill Kaprizov is going to dominate, leading in goals with 63 and points with 114. Svechnikov at 103, as well as Kuznetsov and Marchand. God damn, Carolina was a unit this year. Pasternak 102, McKinnon was up there. If we take a look at the goals, Matthews had 54, Pasternak 42, and then a little bit of a trail off to Draisaitl, and Brock Nelson, 44 goals on the season is diabolical. And in the first round of the playoffs, we are going to be playing the New Jersey Devils, who were 2nd in the Metro, have a very young and very good team with guys like Luke Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Heischer, and Jack Hughes. The only questionable mark about them is their goaltending. So since this is year number 1, their roster is going to look pretty similar. Brad, Hughes, and Meyer also have Mercer, Hische, and Plott. Michael McLeod is their third line center. Their bottom 6 isn't the greatest. I feel like we can exploit them defensively. Hamilton's very good. Luke Hughes isn't there yet. He's only an 85. So I think defensively we might have them beat as well. And in goal, they only have an 83 overall Akira Schmidt. So we should be able to fill the net, defend well, and hopefully get the W here in round number 1. Crosby back in the playoffs. Game 1 against the Devils. They have home ice advantage. So first period, 2-1 lead. We got Raquel and Hagel. Second period, 5-1 lead. Puljujarvi, Hagel, and McAvoy. I'm just going to sim the third for that. And we start out game number 1 with a 6-1 victory. Game number 2, trying to take a 2-0 series lead over the Devils. First period, 1-0 lead. Pavelski gets us on the board. Second period, all right, the Devils lead 4-3 after 2. A lot of goal scoring. Let's see, any in the third. Holtz is going to get one on Jarry. That's a 2-goal lead. There we go. Malkin gets us back to within 1. It is not over yet, boys. We got 13 minutes to go. Timo Meier scores. Gets the insurance marker for the New Jersey Devils. 6-4 with 5 minutes to go in the third. Can the Devils tie the series up at 1? It looks like they're going to, boys. We get one. McAvoy, it's not over yet. It is not over yet. It is now over. New Jersey barely survives by the skin of their teeth, and they tie up the series at 1 apiece. A massive game number 3 in Pittsburgh. First period, 3-1 lead for the Devils. Wow, they came out swinging. Second period, 4-3 lead, so Wyatt Johnston and Pavelski get 1 apiece. But McLeod also scores 1. We're down by 1. Pittsburgh on the power play. Can we score? Crosby, Malkin. No! Again, they get the insurance marker. Jesper Bratt on Tristan Jarry. We're down by 2. The Devils have kind of taken momentum away from the Pittsburgh Penguins in this series. 5-3 lead with 5 minutes to go. Penguins are not having a good time on home ice. And the Devils would take a 2-1 series lead over Pittsburgh. We really do need a win here in Game 4. Here we go. First period, 2-0 lead. Horrible starts for Pittsburgh in games 3 and 4 on home ice. Second period, and we're down by 2 yet again. Things are not looking too great for the Pens. Down by 2. I have no idea why we kind of slumped here after game 1. This would be 3. There we go. Trey Kajula gets us back to within 1. 10 minutes to go in the third period. Come on, just don't give up the next goal, Pittsburgh. Keep it tied. There we go. We tied the game up. Patrick freaking Laine, his ball head and all. Oh my God, and the Devils. All right, so here we are in the third period. We literally just tied the game up. 4 minutes left, and of course, New Jersey is going to take the lead. I'm not going to call a timeout, but I mean, Heiskanen coming in. Heiskanen in the middle, and there it is. Rickard Rakell ties the game up or straight away. So the Pittsburgh Penguins are not going out without a fight here. Second goal of the playoff run for Rakell. What a start to the third period here. Heiskanen comes in, and Rakell backhands it in the net. Bingo, bongo, bango, in the net. We got a tie game. We basically rearranged the entire Pittsburgh Penguins roster. Heiskanen, McAvoy, nail the center of our D-core. We also got Laine here. I fleeced a few teams, that's for sure, which I have no problem doing here in EA Sports because EA screws me enough. So it's time for me to get my payback. I don't care if I rip the computers off. It's their own damn fault. McAvoy coming in. McAvoy in the middle again. Man, we're all over them right now. Back to the point. Over. Malkin. Over Laine. One-timer. And Schmidt is going to make the save. I'm glad I got rid of Rust and kept Rakell. Also, where's all the yellow jerseys for the Pittsburgh Penguins? They're supposed to be all yellow here in the playoffs. Pens fandom not showing out. I'm seeing a lot of black jerseys in the crowd. We should be supporting our team a little bit better than this. Mercer in the middle. Oh my God. How do we give that up? Was that Marino? Joseph Marino comes down the middle and absolutely busts his load all over Tristan Jarry. John Marino, my bad. First goal of the playoffs. Ooh. I mean, our D was nowhere. How does that go in, Jarry? How does that go in? Tristan Jarry, oh, why? You were down in 5-hole. Why would you get up? I have no idea why he would do that. I guess. I fired Dubas. Dubas is no longer. 43 seconds to go in this third period. We got to tie it up now. We got to go full forecheck. Full forecheck. Get everybody aggressive. Full attack. Again, great save. A rebound. Jarry, get the puck out. Mercer in the middle. Another great save by Jarry. Heiskanen moves it up to McAvoy. Charlie McAvoy. We cannot fall down 3-1 in this series. Can we tie it up again? In the middle. Malkin gets tripped. Laine to McAvoy. Over Heiskanen. Doesn't get a shot on net. Malkin. Can somebody shoot it, please? Shoot. Kane. Over McAvoy. Somebody shoot the puck. Oh my God. What is wrong with the computer AI? We just wasted so much time. All right, 17 seconds. I probably should have pulled my goaltender. I don't know why I didn't. All right, we'll pull him. Screw it. We're going for it. We got to go for it. Foot. No sec. Turn it over. Turn the puck over. Tierney. Empty net. The Pittsburgh Penguins have less than 10 seconds. Malkin. Evgeny Malkin. What are you doing? Move it up. Move it up. Here we go. 2 seconds. We gotta shoot. We gotta shoot. We gotta shoot. There we go. 0.3 seconds to go. Brandon Hagel ties the game up, and it is not over. Fans leaving the arena. How on earth did we pull that? Oh my God. I told him to shoot, Chad. I told him to shoot. Pulling the goalie paid off in dividends. And we have a tie game in game number 4. Oh my God. 0.2 seconds to go. Pittsburgh ties the game up, and we are headed to overtime. All right, so here we are in overtime. Game number 4, trying to avoid going down 3-1 in the series. We've had 2 late game heroics from Rakell, and who was the other one? Brandon Hagel. Actually, Hagel was the only addition that we picked up there, but luckily, we are back in this game. We got overtime, and the Pittsburgh Penguins 1 shot away from tying this series up, baby. Hagel coming down the middle. Hagel shooting. Great save by Schmidt. Crosby back to the point. Over the middle. McAvoy. And another great save by Schmidt. In real life, it would be cool if Crosby went to Colorado, play with McKinnon. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I just want to see Crosby play playoff hockey again. I don't want him sitting in the bottom of the Metro in Pittsburgh. But luckily, GM Pasta has given Crosby his wish. He signed next year, boys. Crosby, for you guys. Oh no, Mir. Timo Meier. Why did I say Mir? Timo Meier. Hagel. Coming down the wing. Hagel, get it in deep. There we go. Get it in deep, brother. We got full forecheck on. Laine, Hagel, and Crosby out there right now. Oh, Hughes. Jack Hughes flying down the middle. That is the speed of Hughes. Cover that puck up, Jerry. What are you doing? You got to cover the puck up, dude. We had 13 minutes left in overtime. Next shot wins. Next shot could win, chat. Crosby will never be traded. Probably not. No, Laine in the middle. Laine. There it is. Crosby. Rebound. No, Hagel. Back in Crosby and Schmidt. Absolute highway robbery on Sid the Kid. Oh, here we go. Hischier coming in. Nico Hischier. Toe drag release. He gets lit the hell up. Who was that? Was that Miller? Keandre Miller, another. Oh, go, Crosby, go. That's not Crosby. That's Evander Kane. Kane. Coming in, Kane. Feeding in the middle, and we take a penalty. Are you kidding me? All right, 10 minutes to go. We got to kill this penalty. Okay, skate it out over to Johnston. Wyatt Johnston. Wyatt Johnston trying to wrist it high on Schmidt. I mean, I don't think the Oilers have cap space for Crosby. Johnston, Wyatt Johnston. Can he be the overtime hero? Behind the net, in front, and go for that puck. That puck was right there, dude. McAvoy, do not turn it over. Heiskanen. Over to Pavelski. McAvoy working it over to Johnston. Johnston, shoot on net. Screw it. Get the rebound. Who do you predict's going to win the cup? I got Edmonton. Had them since the beginning of the year. Uh-oh. Palat coming in over. Great save by Tristan Jarry. Oh, no. Palat. Again, another good save by Jarry. He's going to play it, though. Heiskanen, move that puck up. There we go. Let's get our second line out there. Johnston coming in, wristing it. Easy shot on net, an easy save. Hamilton, over to Meyer. Timo Meyer turns it over. Move it up, Miller. Move it up, Keandre. Come on, Miller. There we go, up to Kane. Evander Kane. Body him, Kane. Come on, Kane. Holla. And Evander Kane is going to take a 2-minute tripping penalty in overtime. Alrighty, here we are. We're again killing a penalty in overtime. We have a hard time staying out of the box here. Oh, no. Shot on net. Jarry going to make the easy save. He's going to play it, though. Pedersen. Up to Crosby. Up to Bunting. Bunting. Back to Crosby, maybe. Okay, skate it, Bunting. Skate it. On net. There's a rebound. No rebound from Schmidt. All right. Oh, Hughes carving our decor up right now. Over Bratt. Easy save by Jarry. Skate that out, Pedersen. Up to Sid the Kid. Crosby's got some wheels. Another shot on net, and Schmidt's going to make the save. All right, Liam Foudy. Big draw here, brother. On the penalty kill. We got 43 seconds remaining on the PK. Hughes going to skate that up to Bratt. 4:10 remaining in overtime, too. He's going to find the high guy in the middle. Luckily, Jarry made the save there. Hischier to Hughes. Over to Hischier again. Another great save by Tristan Jarry. Keeping the Penguins in it. We're back to full strength. First line, get out there. Hagel, shoot it on net and go for a change, brother. Oh, no, Hagel. Hagel's caught. Hagel is already out there on the first line. I forgot. Hughes cooking. No. Hughes behind the net. Hischier back out in front. What a save by Jarry. Another great save. Jarry, no! And in overtime, the New Jersey Devils are going to get a lucky bounce and take a 3-1 series lead over the Pittsburgh Penguins. God damn it, man. It went back to the point. Sledgehammer, is that his name? I don't even know his name. Tip in front by, was that Bratt that tipped it? Or is it Jesper Bratt? I think it was. No, Jarry made the save. And as soon as I saw it go behind him, I knew that was trickling in. There's no way he was getting that. All right, backs against the wall. Elimination game for the Pens. First period, 1-0 lead for the Devils. We have just not been starting these playoff games good enough. Second period, and we're down by 2. This is not going great. Pittsburgh trying to... There we go. Michael Bunting gets us back to within 1. We're out shooting them. 30-16 are the shots. No excuse for the Pens not to tie this game up here. We cannot get shut down by an 82 overall. Akira Schmidt and Jack Hughes gets the insurance marker. 5 minutes to go in the third period. Can the Penguins have any sort of comeback? No! And the New Jersey Devils will eliminate the Pittsburgh Penguins in 5 games in the first round. And at the end of the season, the Florida Panthers will go on, dummy Colorado in 5 games to win their very first Stanley Cup in franchise history. If we take a look here at our playoff totals, Malkin, he was amazing and ran 1, 2 goals, 6 points for Gino, -3 though. Heiskanen had no goals but 6 apples. Hagel, 5 points. Johnston, 5. Crosby, only 2 goals and 5 points. At a 96 overall, you have to produce better than that. I don't care if you're 36. Look at his stats, boys. He's still one of the best players in the world. Raquel had 5. And in goal, Jarry was absolutely horrible. So maybe he's on the move in the offseason. Possibly, maybe replace him with Swayman. That could be a deal we do maybe at draft night. Who knows? All right, so after that horrible effort from Tristan Jarry in the postseason, it's time to move off of him. Even though he's an 88 overall, we'll take a slight step back with Dustin Wolf. But we have to re-sign him, and he's got high elite potential, so hopefully he can grow to like a 90-plus overall before Crosby retires. Also, a 7th and a 3rd round pick to make things work, and they are totally unwilling, so we might not be able to get Dustin Wolf. I'm going to swap out the 3rd round pick for a 1st round pick. Let's see. And luckily, Calgary is accepting my trade offer. Here we are in free agency. A lot of money to wheel with here. $12 million. Okay, I got to repeat that. That was horrible. All right, we are in the re-sign phase. The only big guy we got to get back is Joe Pavelski, 85 overall at 39 years of age. If he wants to come back, I have the money to do so. $12.7 million. I mean, we got some RFAs we can qualify, but everybody else is locked up. Even Dustin Wolf has one more year left on his contract, so we don't have to worry about signing him this season. McAvoy, 37 years old, 89 overall. When is he going to decrease? We might have to move him definitely after next season, but we might keep him for another year here in Pittsburgh. And luckily, Joe Pavelski, it was an easy decision for him to re-sign with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Johansson is headed to free agency. That is fine with me. And we went out in the offseason. We picked up Vladimir Tarasenko on a monster contract, but he's still an 87 overall, 32 years old. He'll be good for at least 2 years. Now, heading into year number 2, I'm going to be going after Lysell and Laurie. I have no idea how to say his name regardless. 2 guys who have 2 years left on their deal. They're pretty young. They can grow to a higher overall. We got to give up a prospect, Foodie, a 5th, and a 6th round pick. And they are totally unwilling to part ways with what we have offered them. And I'll throw in a 2nd round pick. Let's see. Trade still rejected. Instead of a 2nd, I will throw in a 1st round pick. And the trade has been accepted by the Boston Bruins. An absolutely monster deal we literally have just made. Next up on the agenda is Devin Levi. Does got to get re-signed in the offseason, but if we got to let him go, we got to let him go. We want to run the best goalie tandem with Levi and Wolf for Blomqvist. 6th, 7th, 3rd, and a 2nd round pick. And the Buffalo Sabres have no problem. Now, as we head into the 2nd season, our first line is going to consist of Malkin, Crosby, and Laine. 2nd line has Hagel, Johnston, who's up to an 83, and Vladimir Tarasenko. Our 3rd line, honestly, is pretty good too. Defensively, or not defensively, but our 4th line, also pretty good. Now, defensively, Heiskanen and McAvoy, 2 absolute studs, 91 and 92. We also have Miller and Joseph, both 85 overall. And then our bottom pairing is actually very nice. And in goal, we quite possibly could have the best goaltending tandem in the entire league with an 87 Wolf and 86 Levi. Whoever's better next season, if we can't get both of them signed, we will go with them. For right now, we're going to test it out, both of them. They're both young, so it's time to prove who is the starter here in Pittsburgh and see if we yet again can have a deeper playoff run than we did last season. We made the playoffs after a horrible start, but now it's time to go on a run. So first up, we got to get rid of Pettersson. Right now, we are 13, 16, and 3, not doing too great. We give up the most goals in the NHL. Give up Pettersson for Samuelsson, who's locked up long-term, can play in the penalty kill, and on our 3rd D-line. Also threw in a 3rd and a 4th round pick to make it work. Trade rejected, so we're going to have to add a little bit more just to make this work. And luckily, adding in another 3rd round pick, the Buffalo Sabres have no problem trading away Samuelsson to us. So we got one of the trades done, one more to go. So next guy I'm going after is Ty Smith of the Carolina Hurricanes. 2 years left on his deal, giving up Lorhai, who we did sign, I believe, last year, at the end of the last year, something like that. We also have a 3rd and a 5th round pick to make this work. And the Carolina Hurricanes, there's not too much deliberate about this deal. They think they came out on the good side. All right, the next guy I'm going after is Luosterainen for Evander Kane. Now, we could have retained salary. If this deal doesn't go through, I might have to do that. We threw in Nick Cousins to make it work, and we threw in some draft picks to make sure Florida will accept the offer, and luckily they have. Now, unfortunately, at the end of the season, Pittsburgh will eventually miss the playoffs. I mean, we made it in year number 1. We didn't have a great year. I tried rebounding the team, making some trades early on to make them better, but it didn't really work. 86 points, 38 wins, 34 losses, 10 in overtime. The Devils, again, the best team in our division. And for the entire NHL, it was the Dallas Stars winning 53 games. Now, despite missing the playoffs, Crosby had a great year, 41 goals, 99 points. Malkin at 74. I think I'm going to trade him in the offseason. He's already down to an 87 overall at 38 years of age. We got to get younger. We got to get better. We need to move off of him. Laine, 36 goals, 72 points. Tarasenko was okay. Hagel was all right. Heiskanen not putting up a lot of points, but I mean, I do have him for a D. And McAvoy, 50 as well. In goal, Devin Levi, I don't think is our starter of the future. He only played 28 games, 86 overall, but I mean, we're probably not going to have the cap space to sign him. Dustin Wolf, 32, 20, and 6. No shutouts. He was not very good this season. And so, no surprise here. Matthews dominating in the Sims. 66 goals, 121 points. Kaprizov had 112. JT Miller was up there. Draisaitl had a good season. Kucherov also. Now, on the goal side, other than Matthews, Kaprizov, 55. Draisaitl 53, Kucherov 52, and Pasternak 49. And the Minnesota Wild would go on, dominate Carolina in 5 games in the finals to win their franchise's first Stanley Cup, I believe. Kaprizov is going to take home the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy. Art Ross and Maurice Richard to Matthews. Quinn Hughes is going to win the Norris. Matt Zuccarello will win the Conn Smythe. Igor the Vezina and the Selke would end up going to Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Luckily, we did sign Dustin Wolf to a $6.7 million deal, 6 years. It was an easy decision for him to re-sign. It is a sad day in Pittsburgh. Evgeny Malkin is on the trading block for Roope Hintz, who signed long-term, makes more than Malkin, but he is better than him at a 90 overall, also 28 years of age. Michael Bunting threw in there to make the salary work, a 6th, 7th, and a 3rd. All right, so instead, we're going after Anthony Cirelli, locked up long-term on a pretty cheap deal, honestly, $5.8 million. He's an 87 overall for Malkin, a 6th and a 7th round pick. Totally unwilling. All right, I'm probably going to have to slot in a 2nd. Throw in a 2nd and a 3rd to make it work. And luckily, Tampa Bay had no idea that Pitt GM Pasta just absolutely fleeced them on that trade. Now, as we head into year number 3, this is what our roster looks like. Crosby now is down to a 94 overall. He started at a 95. We have Laine and Tarasenko on his wings. Luostarinen, Cirelli, and Johnston on the second line. Johnston's up to an 86 himself. Our third line is good, Raquel, Hagel, and Lysell. And our fourth line, honestly, our depth's pretty good. I am very comfortable rolling out Bunting, Sundqvist, and Geekie. Now, defensively, Heiskanen and McAvoy, the best pair in the entire NHL. Only have a +2, though. Maybe we do move off of McAvoy. I would like to keep Heiskanen. He's younger, and he's already better. We got Joseph and Miller. They're a good pair. And then Samuelson and Ty Smith. And in goal, the best goalie tandem in the entire league. An 89 Dustin Wolf and 88 Devin Levi. Hopefully, they play closer to the same amount of games. I don't want Wolf playing like 60 and Devin Levi not getting any experience whatsoever. Thank God the Pittsburgh Penguins are back in the postseason, barely sneaking in. I mean, we were like 3rd early on at like the trade deadline. Then we had a little bit of a collapse, 45, 27, and 10, 100 points. New York was the best team in our division, and for the entire NHL, it was the Toronto Maple Leafs winning 56 games. And that is the team that we are matched up with in the first round. All right. The Rangers were good. Carolina, Washington, and the Devils. Sidney Crosby, at 38 years of age, quite possibly had one of the best seasons, maybe the best of his career. 59 goals, 119 points, simulated like an absolute god. Vladimir Tarasenko, 29 goals, 79 points. Johnston had a big year. Patrick Laine was not really that great, honestly. Only 22 goals for Laine is kind of below what I expect of him. Cirelli had 65, McAvoy 61, Luostarinen was okay. And if we take a look at our goalies, Dustin Wolf started most of the season, 36, 22, and 9. Only one shutout and a .906 save percentage. Also allowing 3 goals against per game. I don't know why Wolf is not simulating well. I mean, he's almost a 90 overall. Crosby is going to lead the entire league in scoring with 119 points, followed by Matthews, who had 105. Kyle Connor was up there. Nylander and Fox had 101. And if we take a look at the goals side, Matthews will lead with 61 on the season. Crosby obviously was up there at 59. Mishkov at 54 at 21 years old. Kyle Connor at 53 and Cole Caulfield 52. And in the first round of the playoffs, we are going to have to face the President's Trophy winning Toronto Maple Leafs. Obviously, if we get it to 7, I trust our team. But I mean, Toronto could have one of the biggest choke jobs in NHL history. If they lose this series to the Pens, who are the final team to make the playoffs, their first line is absolutely dynamite. 94 Marner, 96 Matthews, and 94 Nylander. Now, their second line, they're not great, and they don't have the greatest depth overall. John Tavares is their second line center at 87, but I mean, they're paying these guys like over $10 million each. So they're not going to have the greatest depth. We got the beat there defensively. Morgan Riley's a 90 overall. Liljegren's okay. Defensively, I'd say we're even better also. And in goal, if we take a look, an 85 overall Samsonov and 84 Joseph Wall. Also, I will give us the edge in goal, although Samsonov did rock a .910 save percentage. Game number 1 up against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Here we go. First period, the Pens take a 2-1 lead. Heiskanen and Bunting. Second period, and we got a 4-2 game in the third here. The Penguins playing good, outshooting the Leafs as well. Remember, I believe we stole game 1 against the Devils, and then we get absolutely dominated. So we need to step up here and not just win game 1 and just shut down for the rest of the series. Power play for the Toronto. Power play for us. Can we get an insurance marker? 3 minutes to go. 2 left. Can the Toronto Maple Leafs tie it up? They are not going to tie the game up as the Pittsburgh Penguins steal game 1 in Toronto. Here we go. Game number 2. Can we take a 2-0 series lead? 2-0 to start the game. Laine and Raquel. Second period. All right. Toronto does get one back. Austin Matthews outside of their first line. Okay, there it is. Holmberg. And Sundqvist gives us the lead. What I was saying, those outside of their first line, they're not a scary team. They have a very good first line, no depth, no defending really, and their goalie's not that great. So outside of that, we have the better team, and we're holding on to a 1-goal lead. Please, Dustin Wolf, shut the door. 2 minutes left to go in the third period. Come on, no! And they tied it up with 24 seconds to go. All right, here we go in overtime of game number 2. They tied it up with 24 seconds left in the game, but now we are in overtime. Full press and go aggressive as we're trying to score an overtime goal here. We do have a 1-0 series lead. Toronto's trying not to lose the first 2 on home ice. Nylander. That was a good save by Dustin Wolf in the net. Is that Wolf? That might be Levi. That actually might be Levi. McAvoy coming in. Charlie over Crosby. Who Sid the Kid? Overtime winner possibly. No. You should play more. Play more what, dude? Crosby OT winner. There we go. Headed to the power play. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are on the PP. All right, this is a massive power play in overtime. Can we take a dominating 2-0 series lead? Headed back to Pittsburgh. Laine on net, man. If Laine gets the puck, I'm telling his ass to shoot. Laine, rip it. 1:40 left to go in overtime. Tarasenko over to Raquel. Raquel shooting. Doesn't get a shot off. I probably shouldn't have told him to shoot that. W power play. Laine OT winner. Calling it now. I'm going full pressure, boys. Full forecheck, full attack. Luosterainen. Moving it on up. Luosterainen looking. Why do we not have our first PP out there? Over Laine. Raquel. Luosterainen doesn't get a shot on net. Man, we cannot shoot. Laine. Oh, Patrick Laine. Luosterainen. There's Tarasenko shooting. Great save by Ilya Samsonov. Full pressure. We have full pressure in the middle. Rebound is there. Put it home. No. How did we not score that? Samsonov was down and out. Get our first line out there, boys. First line. Let's go, Laine. Get in deep. Laine. Get in deep. Shoot it on net. Laine on net. Samsonov going to make the easy save. And we do have a whistle. I don't know how Anthony Cirelli did not bury that in overtime. We got Crosby versus Matthews in the draw. Crosby, of course, wins it. Heiskanen, why do you get your shot blocked like that, dude? We got a lot of time left in overtime. Nylander, no, Heiskanen. Up to McAvoy. Up to Crosby. Sid the Kid. What kind of a dump in was that, Crosby? Crosby back. Laine, rebound. No, why did Laine shoot at the pad? Matthews, no, get out of here. Matthews easily getting dispatched up here in the playoffs. Not a playoff performer, as we all know. Up to Laine. Why is Laine playing D? Why is Patrick Laine playing D right now? Patrick Laine, go for a change, dude. Heiskanen, get the puck in, please. Laine, go off for a change. What is Patrick Laine doing? Get the puck in deep and go for a change, please. Laine! Anthony Cirelli, massive face-off here. Took Malkin's number as well. He's wearing the number 71. I don't know if that's sacrilege, but it is what it is. Voigt coming in over the Matthew Nyes, rebound! And a good save by Dustin Wolf. Okay, so it is Wolf in the net. Luckily, it's not Levi. Cirelli gets bodied at the blue line. We got 6:50 left in the overtime period. Nyes, and we are headed to the PK. Fourth, the Toronto Maple Leafs on the power play. Can the Pittsburgh Penguins kill this off? What a great save by Wolf. Keeping the Pens in it. There we go. Miller, get it out. Miller up to Geekie. Connor Geekie. Over to Raquel. Raquel over to Miller. Miller blasted from the point, and Keandre Miller snipes it home for the overtime winner as the Pittsburgh Penguins take a dominating 2-0 series lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Game 3 in Pittsburgh. Can we go up 3-0 in the series? 2-0 after 1. Matthews gets a pair. Second period, 3-1 lead for the Leafs. All right, so they came out swinging. They are down by 2 in the series. We knew they were going to have their best effort in Game 3 here. Come on, boys. Any comeback in the third period. Matthews gets another, I think, a hat trick goal for Matthews in the game. Probably his first ever considering. There we go. Laine gets us back to within 2. 8 minutes left to go. Third period. Come on, 5. Can somebody score? No! And it looks like the Toronto Maple Leafs will win game number 3, 4-2. This is a massive game number 4. Either we head back to Toronto up 3-1, or we are tied 2-2. Tied 1-1 after the first. Liljegren and Johnston, second period. And the Leafs have the lead headed into the third for the second straight game. 3-1 lead. Matthews gets another goal outside of their first line. They are not a good team. Come on, Pittsburgh. Our offensive kind of run dry. Heiskanen gets us back to within 1, though. 10 minutes left in the third period. Can we tie the game up? No, we're giving up way too many power plays. Come on now. Somebody be the hero. Somebody be the hero and tie this game up. Please, Pittsburgh. No! and the Toronto Maple Leafs will tie up the series at 2 apiece. This is a massive game number 5 in Toronto. First period, 1-1 tie. Lysell does get a goal. Second period, 4-3 lead. We explode, but also Toronto gets 2. Laine Johnston and Luosterainen. We only have a 1-goal lead in the third period. Power play for Toronto. We do kill it off. There we go. Raquel gets the insurance marker, up by 2. Almost 10 minutes left in the third period. If we get one more, if you guys can give me one more, Pittsburgh, please. 7 minutes to go. 5-3 lead for the Pens. Trying to take a 3-2 series lead over Toronto. And it looks like we are going to get it done as Pittsburgh, the away team, has won every game of this series so far. Here we go. We can advance to round number 2 on home ice. First period, 1-0 lead. Matthew Nyes gets Toronto on the board. Second period, 3-1 lead. Crosby gets 1, but Matthews and Tavares chips in. All right, we've not been good in the third period when we've been down 4-1 lead, and that is probably going to do it for this game, boys. We are probably going to have a Game 7 on our hands with the Toronto Maple Leafs, which you guys know what I mean. You guys know exactly what that means. That means a Toronto Maple Leafs collapse in Game 7. Book it. We're headed back to Toronto. Game 7 in Toronto. They've been here many times before. First period, 2-0 lead for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Crosby and Raquel. Put Raquel on that first line. Second period. All right, Matthews gets them back to within 1. We have a very tight game. Power play for Pittsburgh. No, that was our chance. That was literally our... There we go. Wyatt Johnston, insurance marker. 3-1 lead for the Pens. 4-1 lead for the Pens. Anthony Cirelli and the Toronto Maple fraud choke job. Oh, it's not done yet. Holmberg back to within 2. 5 minutes to go. 5 left in the third period of game number 7. We might have to hop in here. 1 minute to go. 1 minute left in the period. Do we hop in, chat? And here we go. Game 7. 43 seconds left. Penguins leading by 2. Can the Toronto Maple Leafs collapse in Game 7 yet again? Heiskanen in the middle. Laine. Patrick Laine. And a great save by Samsonov. 35 seconds to go. First line is out there. Crosby versus Matthews in the draw. And yet again, Crosby owns Austin Matthews. Absolutely owns him. Raquel. Oh, get back, boys. Get back. No. Please get back. Matthews. Full pressure. We have full pressure. 25 to go. Nylander. Empty net for Toronto. Crosby up to Patrick Laine. Okay, I can appreciate that, Laine. Dump it in. Kill some clock. Nice. Toronto trying to push. They got to get 2 goals, though. Bodied at the blue line. And Sid the Kid Crosby over to Raquel. And Ricard Raquel puts home the empty netter as the Pittsburgh Penguins more than likely are headed to the second round. And in 7 games, the Pittsburgh Penguins will knock off the Toronto Maple Leafs as they are headed to the second round of the playoffs. Finally, GM Pasta wins a playoff series here in Pittsburgh. Obviously, in year number 1, we lost to the Devils. And now in year number 3, we are off to the second round. And in the second round of the playoffs, we are going to be facing the Detroit Red Wings, who at this point in 3 years in probably have a very good team. Now, the Detroit Red Wings still have Patrick Kane, who's 37 years old, but is an 87 overall with Dylan Larkin and Alex DeBrincat. That is a good first line. Second line, Raymond's up to an 88 with Bergeron. Overall, a pretty decent second line. Third line isn't great. And fourth line, I think we have them beat there too. Defensively, Edmondson and Seider, 89 and 90. We can match with McAvoy and Heiskanen. And then the rest of their decor isn't as good as ours. And in goal, a 91 overall UC Saros. That is where they have the clear edge, boys. In goal, Saros is a much better goalie. I wouldn't say much better, but he is better at a 91. Here we go. Game number 1 in Detroit. First period, 1-0 lead for the Pens. Luosterainen. Second period, and we have a 2-0 lead headed into the third. Michael Bunting gives us that insurance marker. Although the Red Wings are outplaying us. Shots are 29-21 right now. Very defensive style game. Different than the Toronto series, that's for sure. Power play for the Red Wings. They don't get anything on that PP. 5 to go. 2-0 lead for the Pens. Can they steal game number 1? Rasmussen gets 1. 37 seconds to go. We get an insurance marker. And the Pittsburgh Penguins steal game 1 yet again. Big game number 2. Still in Detroit. First period, 3-0 lead for the Red Wings. Second period, 4-0 lead. They absolutely are dominating us. So, this is not looking too great for the Pens. If they score one more, I'm just going to sim the period. 10 minutes to go. They definitely came out with an effort, and we are getting shut out. 30 shots on net and not a single goal. There we go. Tarasenko gets us on the board. But, I mean, that's too little too late. 6-3 victory for the Detroit Red Wings as they tie up the series. Here we go, game number 3 in Pittsburgh. First period, 1-0 lead. Brandon Hagel gets us on the board. Second period, 4-0 lead for the Pens. 5-0 Crosby as we have flipped the script. Uno reverse, and now we're dominating the Red Wings. They do get one, though, on Wolf. I did not blame Wolf for that Game 2 performance. Not his fault. We didn't score him a goal. We can't expect to win if we don't score. And the Pittsburgh Penguins will take game number 3. Here we go. Game 4 in Pittsburgh. Can we go up 3-1 in the series? 1-0 after 1. Mazur gets one on Dustin Wolf. Second period, it's only a 1-goal game. Come on, Pittsburgh. We need the offense to be humming in the third. No. Rasmussen gives Detroit the insurance marker. Can we get one, please? 24 shots. Our offense is running dry. There we go. Luosterainen back within 1. There's still time. 10 minutes to go. Pittsburgh tie this game up. How long is this power play? Did we give up a 4-minute major? No, Mazur again as the Red Wings are looking. There we go. Crosby back in this game. 1 minute to go. The Red Wings will tie up the series at 2 apiece. Here we go in game number 5. First period, 2-0 lead for the Red Wings. No. Second period, we get back to within 1. Luosterainen gets us on the board. Come on, Pittsburgh. Do not give up the next one. Joe Veleno. There we go. Wyatt Johnston back to within 1. Come on, Pittsburgh. We need some offense here in the third period. Help out your goalie, man. Help out your goalie. No, Patrick Kane snipes on Dustin Wolf from the top of the circles. And the Red Wings are looking to take a 3-2 series lead here in round 2 of the postseason, and they are going to do just that. Game 5 in Pittsburgh, season on the line. First period, 3-1 lead for the Pens. Crosby gets a pair. He doesn't want to go out, baby. Second period, still a 3-1 lead. All right, Dustin Wolf, I need you to shut the door. Only 20 shots on net. This is your game to steal for the Pens. Force a Game 7 for the love of God, please, Pittsburgh. 10 minutes to go in the third period. Still a 3-1 lead. There we go. Sundqvist gets the insurance marker, and we are headed to 7, baby. Here we go. Our second Game 7 of the postseason. First period, 1-0 lead for Lysell. Second period, 2-1 lead. Miro Heiskanen. And we have a 1-goal lead in the third period. Can we get that insurance marker in the next goal? There we go. Vladimir Tarasenko. Lysell. And it's a 5. Keandre Miller. 5-1 lead for the Pens. Pens in 7. Uh-oh. Jeff Petrie gets them back to within 3. There's still a lot of time left for them to score, chat. There's still tons of time. 8 minutes left. Can we get another one? No. Okay, kill it off. Dustin Wolf, shut the door. 4 minutes left. And there we have it, boys. The Pittsburgh Penguins are headed to the conference final. And here is the conference finals matchup. We are going to play the New York Rangers, the last team before I started this GM mode to eliminate Pittsburgh from the postseason. Let's go ahead and take a look at their roster. So the New York Rangers do have a pretty good first line. Panarin's at 93. He doesn't really show up in the postseason. He only has 5 goals. So Zibanejad, Trocheck. Second line outside of Lafreniere isn't the greatest. I mean, Capo's okay. Laffy probably carries that line. Third line, I think we're better. And fourth line, we're also better. Now, defensively, Fox is a 94. He's a big X factor for the series. He's really carrying their D-core. Outside of him, Trouba's an 87, but everybody else kind of low-key sucks. And if we take a look at in goal, a 96 overall Igor Shesterkin. That's going to be tough to beat. And here we go. Game 1 of the conference finals. 1-1 after 1. Raquel gets us on the board. Second period, and the Rangers go up 2-1. Artemi Panarin. 3-1 Blake Wheeler on Dustin Wolf. Uh-oh, the Rangers came out flying in game 1. And 4-1. It looks like we're going to be choking away game number 1 here. If we get a miraculous comeback, maybe. Power play for Pittsburgh. Yeah, we don't get anything. Nothing to go here in the first game as the Rangers take game 1. All right, a massive game number 2, still in New York. First period, 1-1 tie yet again. Heiskanen gets us on the board. Second period, and we have a 2-2 game headed into the third. We give up way too many penalties, man. Give us a power play here, Zebras. Come on, Pittsburgh. Can somebody pot a goal? No, Lafreniere takes the lead for the New York Rangers. 10 minutes left. Can we tie the game? We got a power play. Come on, Pittsburgh. Where's our offense? 30 shots on net, and we cannot beat. There we go. Tie game with 4:38 to go. Come on, force overtime, please. Force overtime, please. All right, we got overtime, boys. And here we go, boys. Overtime, game number 2 of the conference finals. We had a late goal by, I believe it was Connor Geekie to tie up the game. Can we steal this in overtime, please? Somebody pot home the overtime winner on Igor Shesterkin. Igor's been playing out of his mind, man. 96 overall goalie has me quaking in my boots. Oh, Zibanejad. Nice, Heiskanen. No, you lost it. Keandre. Up to, is that Sid? I think it is Sid. Crosby. Find the middle, Crosby. No. Line. Rebound, Raquel. No, Crosby. Somebody please put a shot on net. What are we doing? Redman coming down on the wing. Toe drag release, and Artemi Panarin, are you kidding me? Gets the overtime winner as the Rangers go up 2-0 in the series. All right, here we go in Pittsburgh for Game 3. I threw in Devin Levi. First period, 2-1 lead for the Rangers. Second period, 3-1 lead. The Rangers might just be the better team, chat. Devin Levi, 27 shots, 3 goals. He's not starting for game number 4 unless he gets this win. All right, Crosby gets us back to within 1. We're not dead. There we go. Sundqvist on Igor Shesterkin. Tie game in the third period. Can the Pens keep the momentum going? 8 minutes left in the third. Come on, Pittsburgh. There we go. Brandon Hagel on Igor Shesterkin. The Penguins have taken the lead. Can they win the game? Come on. And the Pittsburgh Penguins will take game number 3. A massive game number 4. Can we tie up the series at 2 apiece? Rangers strike first yet again. Second period, 2-1 lead. Man, the Rangers are just a step ahead. Like literally every turn of the series, it seems like they're leading. Come on, Pittsburgh. We need another comeback. No, Artemi Panarin. 3-1 insurance marker. Down by 2, halfway through the third period. Can the Penguins? There we go. Crosby again, back within 1. Tie up the game. Tie up the game, Pittsburgh. You know what to do. You know what to do. Crosby, Raquel, Line, somebody step up, please. No. Oh, and the New York Rangers will go up 3-1 in the series over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Season is on the line in Game 5. Can we survive? First period, 2-1 lead for Pittsburgh. Line gets a pair. Second period, and the Rangers tie up the game. All right, boys, we got a close series here. I put in Dustin Wolf back into the game. Devin Levi wasn't great. Crosby gives us the lead. Sidney Crosby, Captain Sid, has been low-key carrying the Penguins throughout this entire postseason. Oh, no. Tie the game up. Philip Hedl or Hurdle? It's one of the two. It's got to be one of the two. 4 minutes to go. Penguins, can we get a goal here? Tie it up, please. Tie it up. And it looks like we have overtime on our hand. And we have overtime in game number 5. Of course, our season's on the line. If the Rangers score, they eliminated us again. Full attack, full forecheck. We got to get a goal. Zibanejad gets bodied by Heiskanen. Over to Miller. Up to Heiskanen. Here we go. Come on, Pittsburgh. Get me a goal here. Patrick Line. And Igor Shesterkin flashes the leather. He tried going top glove, but it did not work. No. Zibanejad. Please, no, Zibanejad. Heiskanen gets bodied. The Rangers down low. The Rangers out in front. Tip. No, get it out. There we go. Moving on up. Raquel. He's looking. Raquel beats his man. In the middle, Line. And a great save by Igor. All right. I mean, we've got some chances here in overtime. We get the big guns out. Sid to take the draw. You got to win this, Sid, please. Master of faceoffs. Win the draw. Nice. Crosby to Miller. Blast it. And Shesterkin absolutely robs him. Luckily, we have Sid out there for the draw. You got to win it, Sid. You need to win this draw. Sidney Crosby wins it again. Back to the point. Over Line. And how did Igor make that save? Line has a 1T zone ability X factor. Just absolutely got robbed. This might not be our series. Oh, here we go. Cirelli up to Johnston. Wyatt Johnston. No! Overtime winner. Are they going to call it no goal? Goalie interference? Ref. Why is the ref taking a seizure? What is going on? No way. I guess the New York Rangers have the refs on their payroll. How was that goalie interference? Oh, no. In the middle. We're going to get scored on now, huh? Capco in the middle. Whoo! Dustin Wolf makes a save. The Rangers all over us. And we are headed to the power play. All right, here we go. We're on the power play. PP1 is out there. Crosby wins the draw. Back to Line. And Igor Shesterkin, man. What are we going to do with Igor? He's literally the best goalie in the world at this moment. How are we going to beat him? Line at the point. Can't do it. Hurdle or Hedl. Whatever the fuck his name is. Crosby moves it up. Johnston. Wyatt Johnston had his goal be overturned for goalie interference. Crosby counterattack for Johnston. Come on, get in. Wyatt Johnston. Why? You had somebody trailing high. Why would you do that? 40 minutes or 40 seconds left for the power play. Crosby's dead tired, dude. Tarasenko. Vladimir Tarasenko turns it over. Hedl. Counterattack by the Rangers on the PK. In the middle. Jennings rebound. Whoo, get it out. There we go. Line's open. Hagel, where are you going? Brandon Hagel. Oh my God. Hedl. We're just getting bodied right now. Hagel. Get her second forward line out there. Up to Line. Offside for the Pens. Hagel gets bodied at the blue line. Cirelli wins that. Good save by Igor. Hagel in the middle. Cirelli. Anthony Cirelli, overtime winner, and we will force the New York Rangers to head back to Pittsburgh for game number 6. Game 6 on home ice. Can we force 7 with the Rangers? First period, 2-1 lead for New York. Second period, 3-1 lead. We're down by 2. We got to have a comeback if we want to get back in this game. If we want to force a game 7, we need an early goal here. Crosby, step up. I know you've been carrying. I could use one more goal. Power play. There we go. Charlie McAvoy on the power play. We're back to within 1. This is a game, chat. This is a game. Can we do it? 5 minutes to go. 4, 3. Oh, my God. And the New York Rangers get 2 insurance markers right before I was going to hop in, as the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to lose to the Rangers in 6 games in the conference finals. And the New York Rangers would go on, dominate Calgary in 5 games in the finals. If we had have got past the Rangers, maybe we could have won the Stanley Cup, but I guess we'll never know. Crosby at 38 years old was dynamite. 10 goals, 28 points in only 20 games in the postseason. Raquel had 18, Laine 16 and 7 goals. Heiskanen was actually very good. Wyatt Johnston was, he was okay, I guess. Sundqvist was good. Hagel, I honestly expected a little more. And in goal, Dustin Wolf had a .913 save percentage. He was good all the way. I honestly regret giving Devin Levi those 2 games that he played. I don't think we should have did that. Devin Levi was clearly the worst goalie out of the 2. And Sid the Kid, after a monster season, will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart Trophy. Matthews, the Maurice Richard. The Norris will go to Noah Dobson. The Conn Smythe will somehow go to Capo Caco. Ilya Samsonov, the Vezina, and the Selke to Anze Kopitar. And luckily, it was an easy decision for Patrick Laine to re-sign to the team, as well as Keandre Miller. So we got 2 important pieces of our roster back for honestly not terrible contracts. Maybe Laine was a little bit of an overpay, but outside of that. So the Pittsburgh Penguins are trying to make a blockbuster trade here in the offseason. Tarasenko a first, second, a fifth, and Michael Bunting for Fabry, Harley, Stankoven, Ben, and Johansson from the Dallas Stars. This is loaded, and the Dallas Stars say they accepted it. They had no problem accepting my offer. Did we just fleece the Stars out of like 5 players there? All right, so heading into year number 4 of The Last Dance, this could be quite possibly our final season with Crosby. He's 39 years old. He possibly could retire at the end of the season. So rocking with him down the middle with Fabry and Laine on that first line. And then we have Cirelli, Johnston, and Hagel, Luosterainen, Stankoven, and Borkstrand. And then Rickard Rakell, Morgan Geekie, and Fabian Lysell. Now defensively, again, McAvoy and Heiskanen, our top line pair. We got Joseph Miller, Samuelson, and Thomas Harley. And then in goal, we have an 89 Dustin Wolf and 88 overall Devin Levi. This is a very good team. If we do not at least go on a deep playoff run, I'm going to be so disappointed. So, because of the fact that Laine's not been producing very good, I mean, he has what, like 7 goals on the season? Let me take a look here. 7 goals, 10 points, not going to cut it. Him in a 3rd round pick for Anton Lundell, who makes less money technically. And he's also a 90 overall player, so he is better. And the Florida Panthers have accepted my offer. We have moved off of Patrick Fortnite Laine, and in return, we got Anton Lundell. Next up, I do want to go after Logan Cooley. Now, I don't know if this trade's going to go through. Luosterainen is an 87 overall, but he does need to be re-signed, and he really hasn't been performing that well. And we threw in a bunch of picks to make this deal work. Let's see, Arizona, totally unwilling, so we are not going to be able to get Logan Cooley. All right, so this is my final shot at getting Logan Cooley. Also threw in Nick Bukestad. We also threw in Brandon Hagel, who makes a lot of money. 1st to 4th, another 4th. And the trade has been rejected. Okay. Here we are at the deadline, selling off of Luosterainen because the fact his contract is up. Threw in a 4th and another 4th for Peyton Krebs and JJ Peterka. Trade rejected. They're totally unwilling. What about just for JJ straight up? And the Buffalo Sabres did accept my offer. So the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to fall off a cliff. 2nd last in our division, 34, 43, and 5. New Jersey was the best team for the entire NHL. It was the Vancouver Canucks winning 51 games on the season. Crosby took a massive step backwards, 34 goals, which is good, and 76 points. Not bad for a 39-year-old, but compare that to last year, where he put up almost 60 goals and 119 points. Lundell had 31 goals, 75 points. Johnston was really good. Fabry was okay. JJ, he really didn't play with our team that much. Cirelli, and for our goalies, Dustin Wolf was not great, and neither was Devin Levi. Levi only played 15 games, and Dustin Wolf was really crappy, to be honest. Nathan McKinnon's going to lead the NHL in scoring, 119 points, and for goals, it will go to Austin Matthews, who had 65 on the season. So the Florida Panthers would go on, win the Stanley Cup, beat Colorado in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. McKinnon will take home the Ted Lindsay Art Ross Hart Trophy. Matthews the Maurice Richard. Quinn Hughes the Norris. The Conn Smythe to Sam Reinhart. Askarof's going to win the Vezina. And the Selke will go to Tim Stützle. In free agency, we did pick up Jake DeBrusk, and that is the first step to having one final season with Sidney Crosby, as because he did not retire. I was actually beyond shocked. All right, here we are in the offseason trying to make a blockbuster trade. McAvoy, a first and a second for Logan Cooley and Jordan Gavin. I know McAvoy is like our highest rated defender. Actually, no, him and Heiskanen, I believe, are tied, but his trade value is through the roof. Doesn't simulate that well. Had 4 goals all of last season, so I'm going to move off of him. Let's see, will this go through? And on the behalf of the Arizona Coyotes organization, they have accepted that deal. All right, so heading into year number 5, we have a much improved offensive core. Cooley, Crosby, Lundell on the first line. Also Gavin, Johnston, and Hagel. Our third line consists of Cirelli, Stankov, and DeBrusk. Our fourth line is good also. Now defensively, Heiskanen, Miller, Smith, Harley, Samuelson, and Joseph, all above an 84 overall. And of course in goal, 2 88 overall goaltenders who should be able to split the games over the course of a regular season. And there is no reason this team should miss the playoffs. I mean, we got good chemistry. Our overalls are through the roof. This might be one of the better built teams I've ever had in GM mode. So if we miss the playoffs, I'm going to be so pissed. Now, despite being second in our division at some point throughout the year, we are just barely going to miss the playoffs. 89 points. Washington got in with 90. We went 40, 33, and 9. Just not a great season. It honestly looks like the Pittsburgh Penguins run is in fact over. Crosby had 40 goals, but only 27 assists for 67 points. How did we not score goals? Nobody put up even 70 points in the sim. Cooley at 60, Lundell 57, Gavin only 54. Well, I don't understand. I do not understand. How were we so bad offensively when we were absolutely stacked? And in goal, I mean, Levi had a 912 and Dustin Wolf a 917, so our goalies were good this season. It was literally the fact that we could not score goals. Nathan McKinnon going to lead the NHL in scoring, 117 points, and for goals, it will be Austin Matthews, who had 70. And the Edmonton Oilers would go on and beat Toronto in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals to capture the goddamn Stanley Cup. Matthews is going to win the Ted Lindsay, Maurice Richard, and the Hart Trophy, while the Art Ross will go to Mac Daddy, Fox the Norris, the Conn Smythe to McDavid, Samsonov the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Ryan Leonard, I believe. And we went out in free agency, got the biggest fish available in Jason Robertson on a massive $14.5 million contract. All right, now as we head into what could be possibly the final season of this entire video, we picked up Jason Robertson in the offseason. Massive signing, 93 overall. We got him, Gavin, and Cooley on the first line for Johnston, Lundell, Cirelli. Our third line, we got JJ, Crosby, Stankoven, then DeBrusk, Fabry, and Hagel. Offensively, Miro Heiskanen with Keandre Miller, Joseph, and Smith, and then Harley and Samuelson. And in goal, we still got the 90 and 89 overall. 90 Wolf and 89 Devin Levi. Now, despite winning 44 games, we're still going to miss the playoffs. Our division was way too stacked. 44, 31, and 7. 95 points. Tied with the Capitals, but they get in literally yet again. Oh my God, we have one of, if not the best roster in the entire league, and we fail to even make the playoffs. That's so embarrassing. This is what I don't understand. Jason Robertson's a 93 overall, can't even put up over 80 points. He's not even point per game. Why on my team? We got a +5 in the first line, and there's no way our offense just falls apart. I mean, 71 points for Gavin, 70 Cooley, Lundell only 65. Like, we can't score. We literally cannot score. Dustin Wolf, 913 save percentage. He was good. 3 shutouts. Not his fault. We just cannot score. There's no way we can score. Robo had 36 goals, 75 points. Last season, what did he have? He had 40 goals and 87 points. And the Vancouver Canucks would go on, sweep the Devils in the finals to take home the Stanley Cup. Nathan McKinnon, again, is going to win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Maurice Richard to Matthews. Fox the Norris. The Conn Smythe to Pettersson. Stuart Skinner is going to win the Vezina on Philly. And the Selke will go to Tim Stützle. Well, unfortunately, I was unable to win Sidney Crosby one more Stanley Cup before he retired. I mean, I built a good roster around him. I have no idea what even happened. We had a good offense, defense, and 2 great goaltenders in the net. Well, we just could not make the playoffs when it mattered the most. And when we did, I mean, once we lost in the first round of 5 games to the Devils, and then we made the conference finals, ultimately losing to the eventual Stanley Cup winning New York Rangers. But again, Pittsburgh could not get the job done. Crosby, as you can see, has retired. And that will do it for this video, boys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave some support on it. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.